everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Real Rap Podcast here on YouTube or anywhere you listen to your podcast. This is JP Bonilla, and here is my co-host, Javi.
Thank you for tuning in to our 5th episode.
Yeah, another episode, another week, another dollar. We first, thank you to everyone who watched our video on Monday, that short meme we made of Zach Wilson. 14,000 views, the highest viewed video on our channel, which is amazing. Nice. Like, wow, I did not expect it to blow up like that. Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you to the brand new subscribers here. We appreciate y'all. You know, it's really cool to have that.
Yes, absolutely. Tell everyone, your family, your friends, aunts, uncles, tell them all. Real Rap Podcast.
Real Rap Podcast, Real Rap Wrestling, and whatever smaller videos we make in the future, which those are coming. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about today. Javi, I know you had some views that you wanted to share on the creator. If you want to do that first.
Yeah, we'll definitely dive into it. Yeah, so I finally saw the creator yesterday. And I know for a while we kind of been talking about it on our show. I finally got around to seeing it yesterday. So yeah, overall, I think it was a solid movie. I mean, not like the best movie of the year, but overall I thought it was pretty solid. Definitely, I really like the story with the world and artificial intelligence, because that's something that could possibly happen, you know, with AI just growing so big in the world and all that jazz. You know, it definitely is cool and interesting to see that take of it. And really, how the film starts out is that it shows kind of the news of how machines, robots have been taking over as jobs for people's jobs. They're becoming servants, servers, you know, helping out people and things like that, and taking, you know, humans' jobs. And every time we see a movie about AI, typically AI is in a way kind of either misunderstood or kind of categorized as the villain trying to take over the world. But it's definitely an interesting take. And I thought the film, it definitely has a lot of interesting points and ideas. And the cast is pretty good here. I mean, John David Washington, I think he carries the film pretty well as the lead character. Joshua is basically on the search to find his wife, Maya. And then he comes across a young girl who was kind of categorized to be sort of like a weapon, you know. And the little girl in the movie, I forgot her name, but I thought she did a really good job on it. Her name, let me just see if I could look her up real quick on the letterbox.
Yeah, I kind of forgot her name.
Yeah, she was really good in the movie. Yeah. She definitely was good for a child actor too. And it's, you know, sometimes child actors, I mean, you got to give them credit either way, but sometimes they could tend to go over the top. And I think she did a pretty good job. And her character was a little kid, basically, you know, like 8, 9, 10 at the oldest. But overall, I mean, I think she did a solid job, and she worked well with John David Washington, who's basically, he's been acting for quite some time now, you know? Yeah. This is like one of his, since like 28. Black Klansman was his breakout role, but I think before Black Klansman, he was doing a show. He was on Ballers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that
show.
So
the young girl is Madeline Yona Voleras. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But she was Alfie. Alfie, that was her name.
I knew it was with an A.
Alfie, that was her name. And overall, yeah, she did a good job as Alfie, definitely in a way like a father-daughter dynamic. And here's a little spoiler, but basically in a way she kind of is his daughter, basically. But yeah, definitely good CGI. I know you and Brand talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Very good CGI. The futuristic scene, how they made Los Angeles look in the future, very cool. Definitely the action scenes were pretty solid, not too over the top. Not too light either. You know, some decent action scenes, a couple cool shootouts, some explosions. What's sci-fi without some action? And overall, yeah, I mean, I think the messages and the themes are important to look at, you know, in artificial intelligence these days. And I think that it's, you know, it's a decent movie. It's definitely a movie that's worth a watch, especially if you like movies that deal a lot with machines. Like if you like films like Terminator or Blade Runner or AI, artificial intelligence, I think that you'll definitely enjoy this film. I think that, you know, it gets its point across. It has some stuff to back it up. Like I said, it's not the best film of the year, but definitely it's worth a watch, whether it be in theaters or at home. Because I know it's not doing the best in the box office, but definitely it is worth a watch. Though it is definitely worth a viewing. And you know, I give it a B. I think that overall it gets its point. It gets its point across pretty well. And its ending too. It has a pretty powerful ending too, in a way too. But yeah, I mean, overall, I didn't love it, but I enjoyed most of it. The only issue that I did have with it, and we talked about this too, was that in the beginning, it's like super dim and dark. So it's just like hard to see everything. And then with that, it's kind of hard to like engage in a little bit. But then soon when he comes across Alfie, I feel like that's when things start picking up a little bit. But overall, I mean, not a bad flick. Definitely worth a watch, at least.
Oh, yeah. I agree. For sure. And if you want to listen to me and Brand's view on the creator, be sure to click the link up there. I mean, I'm not pointing at anything, just the ceiling. But, for those who are listening on Spotify and everything, that's what I'm pointing at. But, if you're watching the video, click that, that tab up there to watch me and Brand talk about. It's 50 minutes. Where we just go over spoilers and everything. So be sure to check that out. Pretty fun video that we made. Anyways, thank you for sharing your thoughts on the creator.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It was a pretty good movie. Definitely recommend it. And yeah, we'll see what else comes out because we got a lot of stuff to check out soon.
Yeah.
I did check out The Exorcist Believer. I won't talk about it on this podcast because it's going to be a separate video. So be sure to check out for that too. We're gonna do a non-spoiler one because I think I want to do a spoiler one on next podcast, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I might just do 2 separate videos for it. But anyways, that besides that, we got some entertainment news to talk about if you guys are ready for that. Because the first thing we got is some kind of sad news. Best Buy is going to stop selling Blu-rays, Ultra 4K Blu-rays in 2024.
Yeah.
So what does the future hold for physical media? Because it's kind of sad.
It is. That's literally going to Best Buy was the only thing. Basically, the only reason why I went to Best Buy was just for the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, once in a while, yeah, you might need a gadget here or there, but like 98% of the time when I walked into that store was for the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I remember they would have that big bucket too, that bucket where you would have to dig your hand in. Yeah, it is disappointing because definitely physical media is really important. It's something we all kind of grew up with. And what I like about physical media is that like the film is always there for you. It never goes away. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could argue that, yeah, we got all these streaming services, stream, but eventually those movies that are on those streaming services, they go away. They're not going to be there forever. Eventually they'll go away. They could be there for a couple of years, but eventually they'll disappear and they can come back and sometimes they don't come back. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. That's why I like owning certain movies because you could always return back to it whenever you want. Not when they say it. And then also, too, another plus about collecting physical media is that there's more to it. Like, after you watch the movie, okay, you can go look at some special features, behind the scenes, deleted scenes, all that jazz. So that's disappointing. It really is. And definitely, before the year is over, hopefully Best Buy, they have a big sale because I'm definitely going to go there and do a little shopping for that. But, yeah, I mean...
Luckily, we got a year. So we still could go to Best Buy and everything to... get some Ultra 4Ks and some regular Blu-rays. But yeah, it's really sad. Walmart, I believe, is one of the only retailers out there to be selling Blu-rays and Ultra 4K Blu-rays because Target, I'm pretty sure they stopped recently. I know, there's a bunch of other stores that stopped recently.
I noticed that a lot, their collection has gotten a lot smaller too over the years because I remember Best Buy having a huge movie selection. Oh, yeah. And now it's very narrow.
The Newington one is pretty big, though.
Pretty big, yeah, that is. I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, I got a couple of Blu-rays from there. But the one up here by Corbin's Corner, by the mall up here, yeah, I was there not too long ago, actually. And yeah, I noticed their Blu-rays, it was very smaller, a lot of shorter. Basically, the only things that they had were mainly new releases.
Yes.
And a couple of films, horror films, because it's Halloween, 'tis the season. A couple of Disney films, and that's about it. Yeah, because I noticed they've been getting really narrow. Before they had a huge selection. You can get basically just about almost any movie. And same thing with Target too. I remember a couple of years ago too, like 7-8 years ago, Target too. They had a pretty solid collection. Now their collection is very small too. Basically, at Target, the only thing you would see is basically just newer films.
Yeah,
because the Target up here too. I always look at the movie section and basically all you see is just recent movies, really. I mean, I think the the movie that they have that came out like almost 2 years ago was No Way Home, and that was 2021. And other than that, though, anything I think before 2021 they don't have. I think they just have 2021 above till now. You know,
Yeah,
so it gets very smaller.
I wonder what it is. Is it that physical media is dying, or is it just that, you know, maybe they're not selling the best in retailers, but online there's a market for. I feel like there definitely is a market for online because I saw this other YouTube. I forgot his name, but I'll definitely be sure to link it down below. But he made a very good point, a very good video where it feels like while these things maybe signal the end of physical media, maybe it's not, because there's also a lot of 4K releases that come out through different companies, and it might not be the worst time. You know, it might not be the worst time for physical media. It might actually just be getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they just recently released The Truman Show. That it was the 25th anniversary on 4K. And I think, what was it, like a year or a year and a half ago, they released the 25th anniversary of Scream on 4K. So definitely there's still a audience for it. And I think that there's a lot of people who still collect physical media and love it. And now is basically really the time too. Yeah. Because, years from now, those movies, they could be worth some money. Especially the big ones too.
Not just that, it's also, for anyone who watches this video, I definitely recommend buying physical media, because the thing is, I get it, it's a little bit more expensive now than streaming, but in the long run, I think it's a lot better. As you see, with certain streaming services, there are some shows and movies that aren't anymore. As like Javi said, like Westworld was a pretty popular show on HBO. You can't find that anywhere besides Tubi on some free channel that they have for Warner Bros. But if you have the DVDs and Blu-rays, you could just watch that anywhere.
Anywhere, wherever you want, no ads even. Because I know a lot of streaming services are getting into ads. And basically the point of streaming is to have no ads.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, physical media, I've always liked it growing up too, because certain favorite movies, I would like to go back, rewatch them. And like I said, it's always there. You're in control of whenever you could watch that movie. Yeah. You want to watch it today, then a month from now, then a year from now, a year from now, it could be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you never know too, because sometimes they just disappear like that.
Oh yeah.
They go, typically they get rid of movies like at the end of the month to put the new stuff in, but sometimes they disappear like in the middle of the month, just randomly, whenever they want to get rid of that movie, they get rid of it.
Yeah. Like basically it's like, I think the best way to put it, it's as much as a Netflix subscription. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty pricey for Ultra 4K. But the thing is, you get to own the movie. If you subscribe to a streaming service, you're just getting a license to just stream the movie until they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Whether it's because they just took it off for budget reasons or just because they don't have the rights to it anymore and they went to a different streaming service. I just think that physical is really important. I hope it doesn't go away soon. I know there's some concerns because they stopped in Australia. I wonder if that's just more of a market thing more than anything.
Yeah.
I do notice from some graphs I've seen, DVD is still king, believe it or not. DVD is the worst quality of all the three, and it's still king because it's the lowest. And I also think the problem is Blu-ray does well.
Yeah.
The Ultra 4K Blu-ray, from what I noticed in that graph, it was definitely a lot more less than the other two than DVD and Blu-ray. Blu-ray, I know it had a very, very big advertising campaign in the beginning. As a kid, I would always see it before any of the DVDs, like in the Dark Knight DVD or the Incredible Hulk DVD. They always had promos for Blu-ray. There was a lot of hype with Blu-ray. Also, what helped the PS3 coming out definitely helped Blu-ray get to where it's at today.
Yeah.
Ultra 4K, I don't think it's ever had that. The advertising's not been there. And not just that, it's very pricey. It's $500 for the best, what's it called? The best Blu-ray player? Ultra 4K Blu-ray player. It's really pricey.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And not just that, also the Blu-rays itself are pricey. The 4K ones are just like $30 each sometimes.
The new ones are $30, $40.
I could see why people go towards DVD and Blu-ray because it's a lot more cheaper. It might not be the best quality, but it does the job.
Yeah,
quite
it does
frankly.
the job. It gets you see the film. I mean, overall, I think Blu-ray quality is still very good. I mean, obviously comparing it to 4K, and I think we had a discussion about this last time too. Certain movies look better on Blu-ray than they do on 4K. I think we talked about this in one of our shows. Yeah.
Blu-rays are very, very good quality. Don't get me wrong. Like they're very, very good quality. That's why, it's important for those to be still existent.
Yeah.
And it's also just the best quality of all of them. Streaming might be tied with Blu-ray and Ultra 4K with certain movies, but there are some things where it's just really, really compressed. I know there's certain services though where it's actually really good, like the Sony ones, on par with the Ultra 4K Blu-ray. But the thing is, they could easily take away that movie from you anytime too if you buy it digitally. Because I had a copy of Logan for PS, on my PS4, and I don't have it anymore. They took it away from me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, same with the True Detective episodes I've had. They took all of that away from me. I don't have those anymore. So, it could be, like I said, that's why I think physical is just so much more important to, keep it going and everything, because these streaming services that, they just don't keep everything, and they get pretty pricey. While for certain, you could buy your Ultra K Blu-ray. It might be a little bit expensive at first, but hey, in the long run, it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's still a certain demand for it too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't think it's the best decision, to be honest. Too. It's basically you're cutting out sales of something you can make money off. I mean, maybe they're not getting the best sales out of it.
Yeah.
But you still have people like you and myself here who would occasionally, like I said, go into Best Buy. That was one of the main reasons why I would go in there. Look for movies if they have a good deal on a Blu-ray or 4K. I'm going to pick it up, and if it's a movie that I like, because I remember too, they would have and I just mentioned this earlier, where they would have the $5 Blu-rays. They would have that big bin, and you would just basically have to dig through movies. And they had some pretty good choices there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We will have to see. But I mean, overall, though, I have been noticing a lot of stores, though, they've been narrowing down their movie selection, which is unfortunate. I mean, the only one that kind of has a solid collection is Barnes & Noble.
Really?
Because they
gotta check that out.
They typically, they don't really sell that much 4Ks, though. Mainly it's Blu-ray, DVD, but they also have Criterion Collection.
Oh.
Yeah, Criterion. Those are really pricey, though. Those are for, the real, physical media collectors who like their stuff fancy, because Criterion Collection, you're also paying for the artwork, the cover, the design, the name.
And I get it. And it's not even an inflation thing too, because I know things are inflated and everything. Yeah. Even before that, it was really pricey. It's just, I feel like the prices of these movies are killing it. I get that I get it. This is the standard and it comes at a premium, but it is very, very, very pricey. I could see why, the average consumer just doesn't go and buy some, because A, streaming's more convenient, and B, why, paying $34 for movies really, really, it's too much.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's way too much. Now, I don't mind doing it, because I enjoy collecting, and it also the thing is, I'm also picky on the movie Oppenheimer, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. I will buy that on Ultra 4K.
Oh yeah, same.
Saw X, same here. But there's certain movies where I just, even though I like them a lot, I'm not gonna buy them on physical. At least not Ultra 4K physical. I mean, because it's really, really expensive. So I might just go buy the Blu-ray instead. I probably won't buy the DVD because, like I said, it's not going to look good on my, on a 4K TV, because I usually I use my PS5, which serves as my Ultra 4K Blu-ray player, and and it does the job. It's missing one feature, but compared to regular actual Ultra 4K Blu-ray players, but it does the job, and it's just really, really sad to see another retailer. But who knows? Maybe we're over exaggerating, the depth of physical media. Like I said, I think places like Amazon, and then you got your eBays and all this stuff, still, I think it's still in demand.
Yeah, and then
for sure.
Also, too, local video stores, too. A friend of mine, he told me about The Archive. Have you heard of The Archive?
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, man. The Archive is this really dope video spot. It's in, where is it in? It's in, now I'm blanking out on where it's at. I'm sorry. Like, literally, my brain just, but at The Archive, they have, it's a local video shop. It's in Connecticut, but, I forgot where it's at. But they have definitely a good selection of movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS tapes, records. So all that physical media stuff, they have it at The Archive. And it's just, you can get a lot of cool stuff there. They definitely keep up to date. So shout out to the local video stores.
Shout out to Goodwills too,
yeah.
because they got some good selections of Blu-rays.
Yeah, you got to support the local guys too. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely Bridgeport. That's where it is. It's in Bridgeport. There it goes. It came back to me. But yeah, it's in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and The Archive. Yeah, I was there with my friend in May, and yeah, I mean, I picked up a copy of 48 Hours on Blu-ray. They just have all different types of movies. All different types of physical media. Like I said, it goes from 4K to VHS. It takes it all the way back.
VHS, that's the one I collect.
Yeah, you're still collecting VHS.
I got the Scorpion King yesterday.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not the one with the awful CGI. That was the Mummy Returns. I do have the Mummy Returns, though, on VHS.
You got the Mummy Returns?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have that and the Scorpion King now. Physical media collection is pretty fun. I definitely recommend collecting if that's something you guys are into. It's really, really fun.
And definitely now's the time.
It's a good time.
But now's the time.
To go to the next thing, though, which is related to this, Oppenheimer's digital release, Blu-ray release, and Ultra 4K release will be set for November 21st, so it's very close.
Nice, about a month away.
Yeah, over 3 hours of special features.
Yes.
We love our special features and everything. Yes. So, yeah, that's coming out within the next month, which is a great thing to hear.
Yeah, right before the holidays. Hopefully, Black Friday, they could have the movie on sale. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was reading about that. And definitely excited because Oppenheimer it's an amazing film, but there's a lot of history to know about it. And it's good that they're having 3 hours worth of special features because then you could probably learn more about that history. Mm-hmm. Because with Oppenheimer, there's a lot of events that they talk about, and they talk about it quickly that it could go over past your head.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to know a lot of the history. So I'm glad that they're doing that with 3 hours. I mean, that's a long time for special features, but definitely if you want to really, if you really enjoy the film and you want to learn more about the history, I think that's a really good idea.
I agree. For the Barbenheimer people out there, I don't know when the Barbie one's coming out. I don't think they've announced anything.
Yeah, I see ads for it. I see the ads for it with the 4K and Blu-ray. I'm probably sure probably soon. Probably guesstimating here, probably by either the end of this month or probably maybe around the same time that Oppenheimer, because they both came out the same day. That's how we got the trend Barbenheimer.
Yeah. So, and then I know the Saw X one is actually coming out pretty soon.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I know the digital one's coming out in the end of this month.
Oh, okay, wow.
So, yeah, pretty soon. There's a couple of companies that have been doing that lately. Even if the film's performing well in theaters, they're releasing the digitals out early because it's making money for sure. So
yeah, now it's faster to see a movie. I mean, if it's like popular like Barbie and Oppenheimer, I mean, it's going to take its time. And then same thing with Avatar too. I mean, it took a while for it to be streaming. Yeah. It took a while for it to go to physical media.
Because like movies like Transformers took a while. Didn't take a while.
Yeah, I mean Transformers
TMNT took fast to get to streaming.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and overall it did pretty well too. I mean, with the critics and I was surprised because it came out in August and it was already streaming by early October,
late September.
Yeah, late September, early October. Yeah, so some of them come out really quick. Some of them, if they're really popular, they take its time because they still want to let it flow. Reel in some more cash probably. But yeah, I mean, now it's really quicker. I mean, a movie will be streaming or it can get on digital within less than 3 months. It'll be there in 2 months or even sooner.
Perfect spot for director's cuts too.
Yeah,
there's definitely not an Oppenheimer director's cut, but I heard there's a Napoleon one coming out in maybe December, I think, on Apple TV Plus.
Okay, yes.
Ridley Scott confirmed that. That's actually the next piece of news. He confirmed a 4-hour director's cut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's going all out. Sadly, we're not going to get that one in theaters, which I guess might be fine. I'm still gonna watch the one that's in theaters, but I definitely want to check out the director's cut as well. But yeah, no, that's another thing that's coming out soon. Ridley Scott is definitely known for having a lot of director's cuts. I know Alien has one. What's the one that came out in 2005? I think it was Kingdom of Heaven.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, I believe that's what the movie was called. I forgot. I haven't actually seen that movie ever, but I heard the director's cut was amazing compared to the theatrical cut. So I might give it a watch.
And then he has multiple cuts of the Blade Runner.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was another one too. I forgot about that. Yeah, Blade Runner has like 10 different cuts.
Yeah, there's the director's cut, the finalist cut,
I don't know why I need that many
There's like
cuts.
so many cuts. The international cut, there's like multiple cuts of Blade Runner.
There's a lot of cuts of that movie. But yeah, so that's gonna be coming out soon as well. So be sure to check out for that. I don't remember the release date. I don't know if they announced it, but
it says like I think around Thanksgiving it should come out. I don't know if it's either before.
Oh no, the director's cut.
Oh, the director's cut. Sorry, yeah,
it's coming out the day before Thanksgiving. The theatrical.
The theatrical, yeah. Because when I saw it, because they just released a new trailer for it too.
Yes.
Did you see it yet? The new trailer?
I have to check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, I think they released it earlier today.
Yeah.
And I saw, it looks pretty good. And then I remember at the end of the trailer, it says exclusively in theaters Thanksgiving. So probably the day before Thanksgiving.
Which a lot of companies streaming companies have been doing lately. Like Netflix with The Killer. That's another movie that's going to go to theaters first, and then it's going to go in streaming 2 weeks later. So I like that strategy because it gives there are certain movies where it should be in theaters.
Yeah,
I think The Killer definitely is a movie that should be watched in theaters.
They did that.
Rebel Moon. I'm surprised that's one of the. Actually, no. I think they did confirm that might be in theaters for a little bit.
Moon.
Yeah, because I'm like, damn. Like seeing the budget for that, seeing how it looks in trailer. That's a movie you'd think you'd see in theaters and like Dolby and IMAX.
They even had because I remember
exclusive at first.
They had The Irishman. It was in select theaters. For a while, and then Don't Look Up, which also was in select theaters too. Yeah, it was in select theaters.
But it's hard to find in theater for Don't Look Up. I won't lie. I know it was like in the Apple Cinemas in Hartford, but that's a very, very pricey. Very pricey one.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to check it out eventually. We'll see. Next up, some other sad news. This is a very sad show right now. The AMPTP and SAG-AFTRA fallout, and this actor strike is still going on, sadly.
Wow.
Yeah, not looking too good.
I don't know about Deadpool 3 now.
They were very optimistic last episode, but it went downhill this weekend. There's been a little bit of details that came out. It looks like the AI background actors thing is something the companies are still fighting for, which is ridiculous because these companies are cheap and they don't want to spend money. They don't want to fork out like $100 that they already paid for a background actor because they're cheap as hell.
And these are like $1 million companies.
Yeah.
They're
they offer they give like a $1 per viewing thing. I forgot what it was, but there was just a lot of details where it just does not look good. Nope, not at all. I don't know if this actor strike's gonna keep end anytime soon.
Yeah,
it's not looking good. It really isn't.
Yeah, that's not good at all. I mean, definitely there was a silver lining with the writer strike.
Yeah,
finally, but now it's the actors, and
there's no,
it's tough, because you need both of them. I mean, you obviously need the writers for the stories, and then you need the actors for the emotions, for the reactions, for the performances. So, yeah.
I want to check it out. I want to check out some of the news before we move on, just to see if
they update anything
if
new.
They updated anything, because you never know. When we made our video about the writer's strike like a couple weeks ago, I remember immediately they started talking again. We're like, oh wow, well, I guess our news is already outdated. Someone said AI is not messy enough to replace creative people. See, like it's stuff like that where it's just like, man.
Yeah.
AI is a very complicated subject.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing in a way because it could be used. Yeah,
it's used as a great tool.
Yeah,
and then it can be used to be absolutely cheap.
Yeah, it's in a way it's a little scary.
Yeah, but I don't think there's like any current news at the moment. It's just talks are suspended. The terms of the they said that they rejected the terms offered to WGA and DGA, but I'd imagine, you know, the terms for those two aren't going to be the same for the ones for actors because it's of the use of AI. So, yeah, it's not looking good. I know also read that George Clooney, Tyler Perry, Emma Stone, and more are going to meet up for with other SAG-AFTRA leaders to get an update, discuss the breakdown of stalled contract talks with studios and their revenue sharing proposal, which was the $1 thing I was talking about. Yeah, it's not looking good. Wow. The strike hangs on $480 million gap between actors and studios on streaming pay. That's from Variety.com. That's one whole ad budget for one big studio film. Shout out to the Redditor that said that. That's the first thing I saw, and that's true.
Wow.
That's true.
Not good, man. Not good.
It's not good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's not looking good. But hey, we'll see what happens. Who knows? If you're a wrestling fan, I guess enjoy more John Cena for now because
he's gonna be back in WWE. Yeah, basically full time now.
Yeah, like, he's been full time recently.
Yeah, he's been there a lot. Yeah, he's been there a lot.
Until the Crown Jewel pay-per-view that's coming up. But if by November 4th it's not done, well, it's probably gonna be more at this point.
Have him, who knows? He could be the next Universal Champion.
But it sucks for everyone else. You know, all the other the ones who have their acting as their main career. Like, you know, I don't think. Obviously, the millionaires, the top actors aren't going to be suffering from this strike or anything. Yeah. And then you got like the actors and actresses who have, the side projects. Like, John Cena is mainly a wrestler first and then an actor. I mean, now he's an actor first, but, you could see he could easily go back to wrestling if anything goes back to.
Because he still has that audience. Yeah. Regardless.
He's still a huge draw. It's John Cena. Same with The Rock, The
Rock,
if anything happens.
He can even get back in the ring. I mean, The Rock hasn't wrestled a match in, has it been 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years.
I know he did
2016, so yeah.
Because I was going to say, he did a brief match with Eric Rowan. It was basically...
it was like 6 seconds.
All he did was just rock bottom him. But his last full-on match was 10 years ago. Yeah, when he fought John Cena for the WWE title.
And you got other, he's got the XFL and other stuff too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other top actors that have, and actresses that have side projects, Gwyneth Paltrow with Goop.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are scams. Some of them are not, some of them are musicians, but, that's not everyone. Mm-hmm. Especially those who are starting in acting, they're going to suffer. Those who make, in the indie movie scene are going to suffer.
Yeah.
It's just sad to see. But hopefully something comes up soon.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm definitely optimistic and hopeful about it.
Yes.
It could be a while, but definitely at the end of the day, there has to be some sort of agreement.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just basically the waiting game now.
I think the AI thing is definitely going to be agreed upon soon where they're just not going to have AI background actors.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible. It'd be nice if maybe soon Congress kind of small laws about AI and everything because it's definitely something that's being abused, as you can see here.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a topic. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to governments sooner rather than later because it definitely is something that's kind of killing some businesses. The art business is suffering a little bit because you have AI art and, it's ruining careers for artists.
It is. It really is. People got to share their art, their passion, and they're not able to do that because they can't get the pay, the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah.
And it's not good. And like you mentioned, it's definitely going to take a big hold on people who are starting up, and definitely the independent scene too.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate for now.
Yep. Well, with that said, up next we got some Disney Plus news.
Okay.
You ever see a Gargoyles?
Yes, I love Gargoyles.
Well, good news for us because I love Gargoyles. I used to watch it on Toon Disney all the time. Jetix.
Toon
that
Disney,
was cool stuff. Yeah. That and the 90s Spider-Man show were always on Jetix.
Oh, 90s Spider-Man show was fire. I remember I had some of the VHS tapes.
Yeah. So with that, Gargoyles is getting a live action series on Disney Plus.
Oh wow, live action. Now.
Live action.
Okay, interesting.
With producing Gary Dauberman of It Chapter 2, Annabelle Comes Home, The Nun, sadly, and James Wan, who
nice,
I don't
James
really
Wan.
need to, explain his filmography because most of you already know. But if you don't, Fast X, Saw, Dead Silence, Aquaman, list goes on. So that makes me happy to hear, especially with James Wan at the helm. I don't know if they're going to be directing. I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe Gary Dauberman might direct
an episode or two.
Yeah, but I don't see James Wan directing. He might just stay as a producer or writer. But this is pretty cool. I know this has been a thing that I've been working on for a while. It's kind of been like in development hell, but to see that it's like officially announced and everything, it's
good. Yeah,
a good thing. It really is. That's exciting news as someone who really liked Gargoyles. Growing up, because it used to creep the hell out of me, but I liked it, especially growing up.
There was one episode. There was a strange episode. Do you remember an episode with the gun?
Yeah,
where he had dude. That episode was like, it was a little too over the top, I think, for kids, because he was playing around with the gun. He actually shot the. Yeah. That was something else. That episode. Yeah. But yeah, I remember Gargoyles. So yeah, it was a classic. I didn't really grow up watching it too much, but I do remember it on. And I think one time I was hanging out with some friends, and I remember they were playing it in the background. This was like at the time right when Disney Plus started to launch too. So you could find all those nostalgic shows that you would used to watch as a kid. So, but that's good though. Definitely, it's interesting too to see it get a live action take. Definitely be a lot of cool costumes and CGI. So definitely all for it. I'm definitely interested in giving it a watch. I'll definitely be down to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a show I'm looking forward to. After the actors' strike, it's probably going to pick up steam. So, this is very, very exciting. I'm just reading about it this morning was really, really great. Nice. I'm saying really, really a lot because, as you guys could tell, that's how excited I am. But yeah, that's the big news that we got yesterday. So shout out to Disney for that. Thank you for finally giving us some more Gargoyles. I feel like that's something I'm surprised it's taken this long to get something going for it because it was a fairly popular show back then. And
it was, yeah.
To see it took so long for something to come out of it, you'd think they'd be milking it to hell, but it hasn't even really been doing actually just nothing at all, for being honest. Yeah. So great to see. Yeah. Yep, great to see it finally happening. But with that, our last piece of news for today: live action Tarzan movie also coming from Disney. Now that one I'm not excited for because
let me see. So Disney with their live action movies, they're like hit or misses for me.
Yeah,
definitely the ones that are really good, I would say, is probably The Jungle Book.
Yes,
it's good. You have a star-studded cast, great effects, CGI.
I liked Aladdin too.
Yeah, Aladdin. Oh yeah, Aladdin. Aladdin wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. Yeah. What else do they have? I haven't seen The Little Mermaid yet.
No,
have you seen The Little Mermaid?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's streaming yet. I plan to see it. I heard mainly mixed to positive reactions about it.
I heard Halle Berry, not Halle Berry.
Haley
Bailey.
Yeah, I know, it's very similar to
I heard she was good as Ariel.
Yeah, I heard good things. Yeah.
I haven't really tried. I don't know. I just don't really get interested in seeing these live action remakes. I don't really care for I watch them and I don't. It's just not as good as the animated one. And
the animated one always
but
stays classic to your heart. What else?
Yeah.
The Lion King was okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was like the CGI was good.
Dumbo was terrible.
Dumbo, I didn't see Dumbo. Dumbo
it shouldn't have been as bad as it was. You had Tim Burton as but he's not as good as he once was either.
Oh, Tim Burton back in the day, he made some classics back in the day.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And then he's got Beetlejuice 2 coming out next year. So
yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
But yeah, Cinderella was okay.
That was the first live action, right? Cinderella. That's when they started. I think
it's
right.
I mean, I guess it's the first direct anime, but there was also Maleficent.
Okay.
Which was the first. I would say I think that one technically is the first, although it's not a like Sleeping Beauty adaptation.
Sleeping
It's
Beauty.
complicated. I
Yeah.
don't know like what we would count it. I guess it could have been Cinderella. I guess we could count it as Cinderella as the first like actual like direct anime movie because it's not. It's like I said, Maleficent's had a
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true
Sleeping
too.
Beauty movie.
So,
So yeah,
I
don't
feel
know.
like at least with Cinderella, that's helped kind of like them start the trend because then after
Yeah.
you got Beauty and the Beast, then the Jungle Book, and then they continued to work their way up.
Because they all
from
start
there.
with Maleficent. Am I even saying that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I know which one. The one with Angelina Jolie. Yeah.
And they made a sequel too. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
Malignant, right? Is that no? That's,
No, that's a James Bond
James
movie.
Bond. Yeah, we were talking about James. Yeah.
No,
good.
no, that's Maleficent. Yeah,
Maleficent.
I
Nice.
think that's how you pronounce it. If not, I'm sorry.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The first one is classic. 1999. You had a great great cast, and then with the soundtrack too. I mean, Phil
Yeah.
Collins. So he's a music icon.
Yeah.
With the new one, yeah. So it's just announced because I'm just hearing about it now for the first time.
Yeah.
It's just announced. So do they have a cast yet, or they just announced the
Oh
project?
no, it was just like it was announced like as something that is gonna happen. They're also planning on doing a Frozen one apparently.
A Frozen one, really?
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know, I
that's
saw
what
that.
I hate, dude.
Frozen,
It's,
even though it came
that and
out.
Moana are
Yeah.
way too soon to be
I know
doing live
exactly.
action.
Even though Frozen, I mean, which is kind of scary, but it's going to be 10 years. It still
Yeah.
feels very modern. And then Moana too. I mean, that came out 7 years, but that's still very modern. I think that's
Yeah.
like So and Frozen, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they'll do that. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, they're hit and misses. Some of them are good. Some of them are okay. Some of them, yeah, I mean, I definitely get why they're doing it. They want to kind of do it for like a new generation of kids, where the kids kind of growing up watching the animated cartoon versions, and they want to release it to kids in a live action version. So, I mean, in a way, I get why they're doing it. I see it. That's totally understandable.
And this is just a rumor for now, by the way.
for now. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so it's not
just a rumor.
officially
It's not official, but
confirmed.
the Moana one was confirmed. Yeah, that one was confirmed a while back. But the other rumored remakes are Frozen, The Princess and the Frog, and Tangled.
Tangled. Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't like where animation is trending, also because it just feels like they're relying way too much on live action remakes. Just make an original movie. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
they're still good at it too. I mean, Encanto, very good.
Yeah.
Inside Out was Pixar.
But live action, if I feel like on the animated side, they're doing great.
Yeah.
The live action side for any, if it's not Marvel Studios, which even then it's been hit or miss, but
Yeah, it has. Unfortunately,
but for just regular Disney live action, they have been shitting the bed. That's the only swear I'm saying on this episode. But
yeah,
tried to keep PG, but I failed badly because I had to be honest.
yeah,
and that was the only one, that's the only side with Disney that's kind of failing right now. And that extends to also their other subsidiaries 20th Century Studios, because the creator didn't do so well. That's technically a Disney film.
Yeah, because 20th Century
It didn't
Fox,
do so well. And they've been losing a lot of money from those releases as of late. It's just not doing too hot. So I could see why they're trying to do these live action remakes. Because they do make money.
Yeah.
They
They
do
definitely.
make money.
I mean, The Little Mermaid, when it came out over Memorial Day weekend, I mean, it was the number one movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it crushed the box office.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely the top in the box office for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Until Spider-Man
Did
came
it
out.
profit? I don't know if it profited though, because I know it kind of got, kind of went down a weeks following.
Yeah, because the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man kind of killed
Spider-Verse.
it. Yeah. It did fall short of expectations from what I'm seeing the weekend box office, because they only lost 68.3 million.
Oh wow.
So it was a disappointment. They felt it was a disappointment. It's a lot of money, but they still felt it was a disappointment. Elemental didn't do too hot initially.
Yeah,
too.
Elemental didn't do too well. I
then-
still want to see it though. I'm still interested in seeing it.
And then you had other movies live action, you had your Haunted Mansions, which didn't do the best.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones did terrible in the box office.
I know, and I was so surprised by that. I thought it would. I mean, come on, Indiana Jones is
Yeah.
iconic.
And I did read, it's a rumor, but from what's been said from some sources from Marvel Studios stuff, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania did lose them a lot of money too.
Yeah,
so.
it didn't do as big as I thought it would in the box
Yeah.
office, and it definitely is one of their weakest films,
Oh, yeah.
especially not only in
Arguably
the Ant-Man
their
trilogy,
weakest to
but
me.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Marvel. I like Marvel. I really do. I'm a fan, but I think the problem is again just they're kind of over milking it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, with all the Spider-Man, I mean, what happened just to one Spider-Man, Peter Parker? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but I do like the idea of Miles Morales because it's diverse, and I do.
That's Sony too.
Yeah, and that's Sony, and then they're taking a different way. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a live action comic book in a way, and they're very creative with their animation. But then with all these universes, all this stuff, and it takes away from the superhero, the regular superhero itself.
Yeah, I really think it's that too. To be honest, I feel like there's also just way too many superheroes.
Yeah,
at the
there's
moment.
too much going on
and,
too.
You know what I hate about? I feel like I've complained about Marvel a lot on the show, but one thing I'm not liking at the moment is just nothing feels connected for a universe that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nothing
Yeah.
really ever like I don't want I want standalone stuff. Don't get me wrong, but these last two phases have been way too standalone. Nothing feels connected. Like there's not one connecting thing.
Yeah.
That, we don't even know who the Avengers are if they even exist at the moment. Everything just feels so weird with that universe right now. Like, oh no, we do know the Avengers exist, but we don't even know who's because of Secret Invasion. When
We don't
Nick
know
Fury says,
who's-
"Oh, we're gonna call the Avengers," or Don Cheadle says no. Fake Don Cheadle, fake Rhodey. And so we know there's a Avengers team that exists, but we don't know who's on that team. We don't know anything, and that's what's kind of just frustrating about the MCU right now. Nothing's connecting. Is Doctor Strange in the Avengers? Is Miss Marvel in the? Well, we'll see about Miss Marvel because they're still getting started with her story, and we'll see more in the Marvels.
And then her film is coming up too.
Yeah,
The Marvels.
like who's the current team? Like,
Yeah.
there's just too many things going on. I feel like Disney's just been, I feel like they've been out of touch with their products as of late.
I know they bought two of the biggest franchises, Marvel and Star Wars,
and they killed it initially.
Yeah.
And then now it's like,
It's just too much. Just
well, Marvel was destined to happen because they've had about 12 years of quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, for them to get like a couple bad stuff, now it's like kind of overkill, but for it being 12 years of quality stuff, like it was bound to happen where 1, 2 were going to be not.
Yeah,
so good.
now all of
3.
them are going to be hits. Yeah, absolutely. And that happens. I mean, same thing with Star Wars too.
How do you follow up with Endgame, Infinity War? How do you follow up with
I know
Civil
Endgame.
War?
It's the Endgame. Yeah. I mean,
I guess we got Secret Wars now, but what happened after that? What do you follow that up with?
I think what the success that they're having is just with the television shows because
Yeah.
they're shorter, and then
Not
you could,
even though.
and then you could. Like episode wise, like time wise, they're about like most of them probably like an hour or less, like hour to 30 minutes.
I think I don't feel like that's been helping that much though because I
TV
feel
shows?
like there's like been really low rated ones, but even from a quality standpoint, I feel like the short times have also been very bad for the shows because especially with Secret Invasion, like there's so many things they couldn't expand upon because the
time run.
Yeah, the time run, and it's been it worked well with WandaVision and Loki.
yeah.
It helped. I think it worked well with
Those
Loki.
two, I think, are the most successful ones.
Yeah. But there's others that needed more time, like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I wish we got
Winter
more
Soldier.
time because their villains were kind of weird and it just made no sense. And I don't know. I think it's just that Disney needs to kind of figure something out when it comes to TV shows and films. Disney with their Marvel properties and their Lucasfilm properties. It's in a weird spot right now. Although there's some hits like Ahsoka, and/or Loki is really good right now that they still haven't seen yet. But after this episode comes out, we'll be watching it finally. WandaVision and so on. But there's also been a lot of things where it hasn't been too hot. And personally, I don't know about you. I wish they put more effort into fixing 20th Century Studios because besides Avatar 2, I feel feel like the brand there is just kind of just there. I don't think it feels so dead. I know right now it's just like kind of just a label at this point, but like still, you know, that's a company with a lot of history, you know, it's a lot of amazing movies, almost 100 years of history 20th Century Studios has. And when they bought it, I was pretty sad because, you know, I didn't know what the future hold. Thankfully, Searchlight Pictures hasn't really suffered at all.
Yeah.
They've been actually, you know, pretty good still. Nothing feels any different with them, and I'm glad Disney's, you know, letting them stay the same. But with 20th Century Studios, I would like to see a lot more out of them because it's not like 20th Century Studios had no properties outside of the X-Men and Fantastic Four Marvel deals that they had. You have Alien, which they do have another Alien movie coming out. You have Predator, but that was dumped on Hulu, which is sad because Prey was a great movie.
Oh, Prey, yeah.
Theaters.
I remember that last summer.
There's just a lot of properties there where they could do so much more with it.
Yeah.
And they're not, you know, if you want to milk a franchise, just milk one of those franchises that they have because there's, like I said, there's a lot of great franchises that they have underutilized right now.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
Create more original stuff. It's really sad because like I said, they, you know, you had the creator, and you had Avatar 2, but I don't remember anything else really from that late.
That's
you know,
true. Yeah,
like most of their stuff has been on Hulu. I'm just checking right now their recent history. Like if we check 2023, we'll start with that. You know, you had Barbarian last year too. Yeah, you know, like Boston Strangler, Hulu.
Oh yeah, that's
Creator, Disney Plus. Creator, Disney Plus. White Man Can't Jump, Hulu.
Oh yeah, that is
which
true.
That's fun that was on Hulu. That's a garbage movie. The Boogeyman, which was in theaters. Haunting in Venus, I forgot. Yeah, that was something that was on Hulu. And Box Office was fine for that too. No One Will Save You, Hulu. Vacation Friends 2, Hulu. The Creator was in theaters. Quiz Lady, Hulu. Diary from Wimpy Kid Christmas, Cabin Fever, Hulu. Yeah, and that's really it. Now, I forgot they also do a Planet of the Apes movie, so I'm glad that there's some franchises there that they're finally, you know, using. Yeah, because
Planet of the Apes is iconic.
I love Planet of the Apes. All the recent movies have been great.
Yes, the trilogy with Caesar. Yes, great trilogy.
Yeah, we got Planet of the Apes and Alien coming out next year, so at least there's something going on there. But, you know, it was really sad to see for a while that there was just a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, actually, I never really thought about that.
No.
You're right. I see a lot of 20th Century Fox movies going to Hulu.
Yeah.
Very few are being in theaters now, and I haven't really thought about that. Because I know when you go on Hulu, they have a section where, like, I see 20th Century Fox. You can go and find movies on there. And, Haunting in Venice, that should probably be on Hulu, like, soon, too.
Yeah. That should... Maybe Disney Plus also. We'll see.
Yeah, that's true, too,
because for PG-13 movies, they go on Disney Plus. Or both. Yeah, you got your... Don't make another Independence Day movie. That's fine. That last one was
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day. Yeah, it was horrendous. You got Ice Age. Like, there's franchises here, man. The last Ice Age movie was bad too. See, that's the thing. They do actually use some of them, but they're pretty bad. Night at the Museum. They did a animated Night at the Museum movie last year that wasn't really promoted, but I heard it was good from everything I've heard about it and seen about it. But they also moved it to the Walt Disney Pictures label, and it's just like, use the label that it initially was.
The 20th century.
Build up that label more. That's money. I don't know. Kingsman 3, they should finally start up on that soon. I don't know. We'll see,
Nice.
Yeah, but that's that for the Disney stuff. I'm sorry that was a long tangent about me getting upset about 20th Century Studios, but there's a lot of things with certain studios where I just wish they would improve upon their usage of certain labels. If you're not really going to do anything with them, just shut it down.
Yeah, that makes sense. And when it's marketing because it takes a dip on its marketing too.
Yeah.
I mean, with the creator, it just... you would see trailers for it, but I wouldn't really see too many TV spots for it.
Yeah.
Very little. And even with ads too, if you go to like YouTube or something, they would sometimes have trailer. Because I'm seeing a lot of ads come up for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
And that's Apple. And Apple
and
is
Paramount.
Yeah, and Paramount. So Apple is really starting to grow, and Paramount too. But yeah, now that you brought that up, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, 20th Century Fox is a lot of their stuff is basically going straight to Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, I mean, some of the movies I feel like are worth being in theaters. I mean, certain movies too, like you mentioned, like The White Man Can't Jump, reboot.
What's that good?
Yeah. But yeah, no, and they're very a big iconic studio. I mean, like you said, they definitely brought together a lot of classic movies, franchises like Alien, Predator, The Simpsons too. That's 20th century,
Yeah, that's
right?
20th Century Fox.
Yeah, 20th century.
Studios
So
now.
yeah, a lot of
Family Guy.
Family Guy as well. Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't made a second Simpsons movie. But
Yeah, I'm surprised too. Yeah, I'm surprised they even haven't made a Family Guy movie. They made like a TV movie for it. With
Bob's Burgers is also under 20th Century Studios.
Yeah, and they did a movie last year.
Yeah,
they did a movie last year.
recently.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, with that said, that's the end of this week's news. Up next, we got what's coming out this week. And there's not much coming out this week, but there are two interesting things. Yeah, these last 2 weekends have been kind of dead for movies, but...
Except the Eras Tour, which crushed
the Eras
at the
Tour.
box
That's another
office.
thing. Yeah, no. Let me actually get into that before we do that. Yeah, no. Everything from what I saw from the Eras Tour, wow, absolutely amazing. Crush on the box office. It was amazing.
Dominated the box office.
Yeah,
like people were trying to book tickets in advance, get seating, like all this stuff. Like it was like Taylor Swift has literally been dominating the world for the past year.
Yeah.
Ever since her album last year, she's definitely. But the Eras Tour, the movie's almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
I looked at because it's like basically a concert, a concert. So, but yeah, the runtime is 2:48, 2 hours and 48 minutes.
4 F-bombs also in the movie.
Oh, really?
And a
I'm surprised.
PG-13. Yeah, so
wow.
that's a rare occasion.
Because you're gonna get a lot of young little girls there who love to. I'm surprised. Wow.
Yeah. So for a PG-13 movie, that's the most in a while.
Wow.
From what I saw, which is crazy. 4 F-bombs, and it's because they're not used in a sexual way. So that's why.
Okay.
It was able to get through. MPA rules are weird. They don't, really make sense. I don't even think they know, like, their own rules. I think they're just like, oh, superhero movie? Yeah, whatever. Just do whatever.
PG-13,
it's for
PG,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah,
But, yeah, the Eras Tour, it was the biggest concert movie, ever.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest concert movies, ever.
Yeah,
Sells.
and there's more showings this weekend after... It was only originally supposed to be a 1 weekend of showings, but there's more showings this weekend, so...
There's some people even going back to see it again.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't blame
them.
them, it's an event, and they marketed it well, and, studios learn from this.
Yeah,
because
they definitely marketed it well, and, I mean... Hey, listen.
I saw this one head of the studio, it was an article where he's like, we got to start marketing movies like events. And I'm like, wow, this dude just figured out marketing, and he's had an MBA and everything. And he just figured out how marketing works. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually amazing how some of these guys just do not understand how marketing works, and how they're in high positions in these companies, they're failing upwards. It's crazy to me that they couldn't, movies should be marketed like events. That's the whole point of marketing. I don't know.
It's like the must-see movie of the year.
Yeah.
You have to hype it up.
Yeah, and the guy was saying it like it was the smartest thing to ever come out of someone's mouth. And it's just like, yeah, bro, that's just marketing.
That's marketing.
Gotta
hype it up. Gotta get the crowd going.
It's common sense. I don't know. It was just so stupid. But anyways, Eras Tour successful, but it's been pretty dead for in terms of big movies coming out
Yeah,
because it's only been one or two the last couple weeks, and this weekend is no different. But next week is gonna be a lot different. But we'll go over those next week. But yeah, this week first we got episode 3 of Loki. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. From Disney Plus and Marvel Studios, of course. still getting pretty good reviews from what I see. So definitely check it out. I'm doing episode 1, 2, and 3 this week. And we should have a review on that after the series is done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So be sure to check out for that. And then the big movie this week, and really the only like popular movie coming out this week, Killers of the Flower Moon from Paramount and Apple Studios. Very excited for that movie.
Yes.
I've said a million times how much I'm excited for this movie. You know, you got Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brendan Fraser.
Great cast. Martin Scorsese, one of the greatest filmmakers.
Jesse Plemons, Lily Gladstone. Like,
you have a big cast.
Stacked cast.
Iconic director. Definitely.
Yeah, iconic.
It's the runtime, though. That's the only thing.
3 hours and 29 minutes. If
Jesus.
you guys that want to see the movie don't know, it's a 3 hour, 29-minute movie. So be sure to use those bathrooms before the movie starts because, you
don't want to miss. But what I've heard from so far, some of the early buzz for it, a lot of people are saying, great reviews. A lot of people are saying, too, that the story is constant. Yeah. So there's never really like a dull moment or anything like that. It keeps you going and it's constant.
The pacing is the most important thing for a movie like this. If you're going to make people watch 3 hours and 29 minutes of your movie, you better have pacing that goes fast and makes it worth watching. Because, if your movie makes it so that like it doesn't feel like 3 hours and 29 minutes, that will be great.
That would, yes.
Because you don't want anything to drag in a big movie like this, Like
absolutely,
You even see it with movies that are 2 hours, like there'll be things that drag and it makes the movie feel longer than it actually is.
Or even movies that are like an hour and a half, even like that too. Like,
so I trust Scorsese.
But Scorsese, for the most part, I love all of his. I haven't seen all of his films, but I've seen a good hand of it, most of his films. Yeah. And all of them I've fairly enjoyed. All of his movies, if you look at my letterbox, all of his movies, my ratings are either 4 or 5. Like a lot of them are in 5 stars. Yeah. But he's definitely a master of his craft. He knows cinema, and he does it for the artistic point of view. He perfectly knows how to capture a scene, capture a character. He's a really great storyteller, and he could do it all. I mean, he could do drama. He could do a little bit of comedy. Because in The Wolf of Wall Street, in a way, it's kind of like a dark comedy. And, I mean, he's great at mafia films as well, like Goodfellas, Casino, Mean Streets. And he's great at biographies like Raging Bull, suspense dramas like Taxi Driver, historical films like The Last Temptation of Christ. Yeah. I mean, he's done it all. Yeah, he's done it all, and he's just a really great filmmaker. He's one of my favorites, and I'm definitely excited to see in this movie. And like you mentioned, it just has an incredible cast. Yeah. I mean, Scorsese favorites like DiCaprio, he's worked with him numerous times. De Niro's worked with him numerous times as well. So I'm all in. It's just the runtime, but I'm definitely willing to commit. Because you have all these goods in there, so I'm definitely willing to commit.
Definitely going to go watch it.
Bring it on.
I don't know if I'll watch it in Dolby or IMAX, but we'll see.
Definitely, that's one of the most anticipated movies for us.
It might be a top 5 movies here, but who knows? Yeah. I'll see it when I see it, and it's definitely going to be probably this weekend. So that's the big one coming out this weekend.
Nice.
Next weekend going to be stacked for movies, so we'll get into that next weekend, like I said. But from next weekend on, it looks like it's going to be multiple weekends where it's just stacked on stacked on stacked movies. We're reaching that point because September and October are kind of dead points for movies, just like January has been. But, as we're getting close to the holidays, this is where the movies pick up.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out, yeah.
Yeah, like we might have lost Dune Part 2, sadly, and that hurts me so much because I really want to see Dune Part 2 right now. But we still have a stacked, couple of movies coming out. You got your, the Marvels, Aquaman, Hunger Games, Next School Wins, Napoleons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Got some goodies coming out.
Oh, yeah. Very excited. Very, very excited. My AMC A-list will be used a lot because these last 2 months hasn't been used that much. So, starting this weekend with Killers of the Flower Moon, who knows how many times I'll be in the theater. Nice. But with that said, guys, thank you for watching another one of our podcasts or listening if you're listening on a podcast platform. thank you again for supporting us. Again, thank you for the 14,000 for that football meme. Who knows if I post another one of those. And hey, if you know these videos are a bit too long for you guys, good news. Within the next week, we'll be releasing a bunch of shorter videos. One maybe coming out even before this video, actually. Wow. Because I will be reviewing The Exorcist Believers. So if it's out, be sure to check that out. It should be about 6 to 10 minutes. We'll see when the product is finished. And then I'm going to do a retrospective for Real Rap Wrestling. That's the episode this week where I'm going to talk about Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Both WrestleMania matches because those are some of my favorites. I'm planning to do a Killer of the Flower Moon review, a bit of a shorter one. And then I think me and Javi, if we watch a movie by next Wednesday, I'll do mine non-spoiler short one, and then next podcast episode we could do a spoiler.
Spoiler one? Okay.
Yeah. And I got a lot of topics that I want to make videos about that will be about 6 to 10 minutes. So we'll see where it goes. Definitely looking forward to start making those videos and release them to you. And maybe on Monday I'll have another football meme that blows up. Who knows? Like I said.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been a cool week for our channel. Y'all have made me happy.
Yes.
Some more subscribers
have come in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate the support. Very passionate about talking about film, television, entertainment news. And we thank you guys for listening, tuning in.
Yep. And if you're checking us out for the first time, be sure to like and subscribe, comment, share our video would be cool. You know, you don't have to, but if you want to, it'd be awesome. But yeah, this has been the Real Rap Podcast, episode 5. This is JP. This is Javi. And we'll see you guys next week.
No one ever cared what you said, but to say that means never listening to what mom say. Always had a dream on moving at my mom's place. Always hesitating when it came to putting on the wrong face. When it came to putting it on face. When it came to building up a better being, but a better being. Never been in the back of your thoughts. Never ever thought you'd ever see them, but I bet that you were heated, but you scream in the back of your thoughts. Nightmares and dreams in the back of your thoughts. Life with a meaning.